Hey everyone, we are back on your favorite TV show, Vitruvian art and gem coloring. And today we're doing Labradorite, which is absolutely one of my favorites to color and draw and whatnot. So, we're going to go right into it. Today's purple, orangey, yellowy Labradorite is the one that we're going to do. And here's the colors that I picked out that I kind of want to use. Whether we'll use them all or not, I don't know. But these are the ones I got. So I've got light violet, pink beige, a burnt ochre, which is kind of like a really earthy orange-brown color. I've got dark orange, which is a very bright orange, actually. And I have dark ochre, which is more of a gold tone instead of like a bright punch-you-in-the-face yellow. I have dark brown and black, just kind of depending on what kind of stripes we want to put into our Labradorite, because it has little cracks and things in it. So, let's get started. I'm working with Blick Studio pencils, and I'm going to be starting with just putting down the colors. Labradorite has, I'm starting with pink, and Labradorite has very gentle gradations in its color. I want, by the way, my light source to be coming from over here, and it's going to hit. And what Labradorite does is it kind of lights up, like right as the color comes across it, or as the light comes across it, it lights up. And then it has the dark around it. So the shadow is mostly going to be under the light, as well as over here on the cast. Because anytime you're doing any kind of gem, you want the edges to be much darker so that it looks like it's pulling away from you. And kind of pops it off the page. And you have to have the lighter areas so that it looks like the light is actually passing through a few of the layers of the stone and giving it that glassy look. So, I'm just putting down pink, and I want to build up a whole layer of color. I'm going very, very softly. Blick Studio colors, the ones I'm using, they're a wax-based color pencil. I would say they're kind of like Prismacolor Premiers. They're not as soft, but they do layer very, very well. They blend very easily, so I really, really, really like them. So I just want to put, I want different colors in here. So I'm going with my Goldie tone, which is the dark ochre, and I'm just going circles. And like you can pick out any colors you want as long as you have a lighter area, which is kind of what I'm going for here, because the light's going to be coming across the stone. Because Labradorite is a opaque stone, you cannot see through it, but it has layers on it that you can see through. So it's kind of in between a stone and a gem in the way you would color it. But the light hits down on those layers of color and comes back out. So you're going to have darks and lights in different areas. So I'm just kind of wanting to build up. The gradations between colors are just beautiful in Labradorite. It comes in purples, it comes in greens, it comes in oranges, and it's a beautiful, beautiful stone. It comes in really light blues and stuff. I would definitely want like a pendant or something with Labradorite. So this is like my orangish area. The other thing you have to be careful of is if you get like the purple and it mixes with too much of the yellow, it can turn kind of muddy. So you want to be careful and kind of have a buffer of the pink, I guess, in there, which is what I'm doing. And then I want to get my light violet, which is a very pretty purple color. And I want it all up in here. Like I said, I'm just going very lightly and just laying down layers and layers and layers of color, because light layers is the way to go. If you enjoy my videos, definitely subscribe, like me, tell people about me. If you're a gemstone enthusiast like myself, and you get completely addicted to these, feel free to find me on Facebook or in my Facebook group, Gem Host. We're kind of obsessed with gems in there. And I do tutorials like these. We talk about them. I help anybody, if I can, with tips and tricks and what they could do better, if they ask, of course. I try not to jump in, just tell anybody how they should do their gems. I think that's rude. So, if anybody asks me what I think, I definitely let them know as pleasantly as possible, because I prefer to be pleasant all the time, or at least silly, because I'm really, really weird. But most people know that about me. If you're wanting to do settings and stuff like that, I use just generally like a silver or a gray, and then use black for shading. I'm going to bring in my burnt orange, or burnt ochre now, which is that really warm looking orange. It's a very commonly used paint color, actually, when you're working in painting and stuff like that. I don't see it nearly as much used in coloring that I know of, but I like to use it. So. Now I want to start bringing in some of those shadows and stuff. So first we want to go in and put some depth in here. And I do have a Labradorite on my my computer screen over here that I'm actually kind of glancing at every once in a while. If I'm working with doing a coloring from an actual type of gem instead of just making one up, I like to look at real photos of them so that I really try and get as true to what they look like as possible. That's just one of those pet peeve type things that I like to do. If I'm making a stone up, there's just general ideas of how to make a stone look real. And you can look at my basic stone tutorial, which I have on here, which is for an opaque type stone. And I also have a basic gem coloring tutorial on here. And that's for more translucent looking gems and whatnot. So, I want some more purple in here. And this is just the basis of what I do for these. I like the colors to be very, very mixed together. If you look at an actual labradorite, that's kind of how it goes. It's just it translates from one color to another. There's no like harsh color transitions that I've ever really seen. They kind of just meld. And so I just want my blending to be decently smooth. I'm actually going to grab one of my little paper stubs. Ooh, I'm going out here. And smooth some of this out. I have little paper stubs here, and I dip them in odorless mineral spirits to help me just smooth everything out really well. And I'm not pushing hard or anything. I'm just kind of letting the mineral spirits do their thing. Mineral spirits dissolve the wax binder of the colored pencil or oil pencil if you're using oil pencils, and help you move around the pigment and help you get rid of some of those little white spots. I don't like white spots in my coloring. It also helps give that really smooth blended look that I want for my Labradorite. Okay, so from here, I definitely want to go darker around the edges, and I'm going to go kind of dramatic with my black. Oop, I made a little mark. Oh no, the world is coming to an end. So I'm going to be really dramatic up here, like a whole lot, and then right at the edge I'm going to go down a whole bunch, because this is, remember, this is where the light's hitting at, so it's going to be quite a bit darker up here, since this is kind of an opaque stone, or kind of translucent, kind of opaque. It's got layers that are translucent, even though the entire stone itself is opaque, which makes it a little bit trickier to do than any of the normal ones. And if you're not using mineral spirits or a blender pencil or whatnot, you would want to be going a little bit slower than this and being more careful about how you blend this. And I'm just kind of whipping along over here. Looks kind of messy. That's okay with me though. Gonna blend this in. And that's why I can do that, is because I know that I can just blend this in and it'll look just fine. When you do use mineral spirits, one of the things that happens is because you're actually like liquefying and the wax binder in your pencil, you're actually able to put more layers on, which is something that I really like, because if you have one of the higher end wax pencils, you'll end up with wax bloom, and then you won't be able to layer anymore, and I don't like that. I love layers on all of my gems and whatnot. So, going back in with some more of the purple, because I want this to be kind of vibrant. I should probably leave it for another second to dry, but that's okay. I don't get it very wet. I don't even know if you can see the change in that. I can see it. Alright. And then I think I want to go in with some of the pink. Maybe actually some of the beige. I think I'm going to go in with pink over here. And see how I'm leaving my lighter area. No, let's do our gold tone. I think we can safely do gold in here without it looking too muddy. Yeah, that works. That works. This is actually a little bit more of a harsh blend than I would like, but that's okay. That's okay. Alright, so one of the things about Labradorite that really makes it stand apart from other stones is that it has the little imperfections in it that are little lines that go across it. So I'm going to be doing those, I think, with either my dark brown or my black. What do you think? Let's go ahead with dark brown, I think. And so you want to get your pencil like really, really sharp. I used a golf sharpener because, excuse me, I have the hiccups now. Because I really like how sharp it gets. And the Blick Studios, because they are harder than a Prisma, they do hold their points better. They're not quite as soft. So, and when I get it, ooh, I don't want to hit my camera. And you want to go very lightly, but quickly, and you want to kind of lift up so that you get little tapers in your stripes. So I want lines going this way and this way. And Labradorite often has lines going both ways. You'll have lines going almost parallel, like just at an angle, and then you'll have lines going just at a different angle. So we're going to do lines this way, all across here. Ooh, I keep touching my camera, goodness gracious. And you can see, I know you can see, I'm looking at my my viewfinder over here. Yeah, you can see those on the camera. Because some of them are like really, really light. I want you to be able to see many of them. And then I'm going to turn this and do these more at an angle. I don't want them completely like perpendicular, because that's just me. But I do want them to be at an angle. Some labradorites have like really big cracks and then have like little lines coming off of them. I don't really want to do that though, so I'm not. And then I'm kind of going to group these together over here. My pencil needs to keep that really, really sharp point in order to do those lines. So I've got to sharpen it pretty often. And it leaves a little bit here, but that's okay. I think that I want it a little bit more dramatic than that. So I'm going to bring in some black ones too, just to make them kind of stand out over here, as well as over here. Those are almost perpendicular, not quite. Kind of making these perpendicular. And I'm kind of grouping them. I don't know if you can see that, but I grouped some over here and grouped some over here to make some darker, some lighter, and whatnot. And that's pretty much my Labradorite. I usually do those lines very last. I don't want to go over them much because I do want them to stay very crisp. When you look at Labradorite, it is very crisp. One of the last ones I did was a very dark purple one, and it was hard to get the lines to stay super sharp because of how dark the actual stone was. So just kind of wanting my edges to fade down and away. There we go. Being dramatic with this one. I really like dramatic stones. I think they're gorgeous. Alright. And then, all we have left to do, woo, I'm throwing things, yay, is put on our highlight. And I use a Jelly Roll pen most of the time. I don't know if you can even read that, goodness. Anyway, most of you guys who do gems know what this pen is. It's by Sakura, and I gotta get it over here and going first so that I get a good flow. And then what I do is I barely touch the paper with it, and then kind of sketch where I want my highlight to be. I don't like that. I don't like that. I try and very much follow the curve, kind of echo the edge of the Labradorite in here. I like to do like these little weird 2-part or 3-part highlights. It's just kind of my thing, I guess. This needs to come down this way. So that needs it to come off. And as long as it's still decently wet or whatever, you can scrape it off and start again. Even when it's dry, you can scrape it off. It's just harder, and you might damage your actual look of your stone. And then I go back and fill it in, and I'm like barely touching the paper. I've heard a lot of people have problems with jelly rolls. I like don't touch the paper almost. It's like you kind of have to use it as like a tiny paintbrush and like just glide it on there so that you're not making a line through your jelly roll ink, your gel ink. Because if you push too hard, you'll get a little line in there. And you can always go back and wait for this to dry and then come back and do another layer or a coat if you wish. And then I'm going to do like some light glancing around it. And little highlights around it. Ooh, there's a little one right there. And maybe like a little dot over here that's a little bit brighter. And, oops, see how you get that line right there? Okay. I wasn't patient enough. I didn't try enough. Okay. And there you have it, my dears. So, I hope you like this, and I will put up a link for you guys to all my other tutorials. I'll just, click on my name. You can find all my other videos on there. If you want to be in my group, you want to find me on Facebook, I'll leave all of those links in the description for you. So, have a great day. Talk to you later.